writing an essay, or how long we can sit still to solve a tough physics problem before our minds start to wander. But a psychologist named Hayashi Sentai finds it a little differently, as the state of intentionally directing our attention exclusively towards one task or idea. But there's a contradiction here. By show of hands, how many people here have been in the middle of a conversation with someone, only for a car to drive by outside, music blasting from the windows, and you turn back to finish your conversation, and suddenly you've lost your train of thought? A few of us, right? So it would seem to me that humans are naturally programmed to focus on one thing at a time. And while it makes sense to me, our modern world is filled to bursting with multitasking, both intentional and by accident. Ironically, what we call multitasking isn't actually multitasking at all, just rapid task switching. And studies show it's not nearly as effective as we might like to think. See, here's the thing. Every time our brain switches tasks, we incur what's called a switch cost. Studies from the University of California, Urban, show that it can take up to 23 minutes to regain full focus after being distracted. Just think about that. Every time you can get your phone, every casual scroll through Instagram, every quick message to a friend could cost you up to a half an hour of productivity. But there's more at stake here than just one distracted teenager's productivity. The global attention span is shrinking. In 2007, the average attention span was about 2.5 minutes. By 2023, 2 years ago, that had dramatically sunk to a mere 47 seconds. Most TikToks, Instagram Reels, are around 60 seconds. Our attention spans are no longer enough for a single portion of already short-form content. And yet here, all of you are preparing to sit through 6 different 10 to 20 minute long speeches. That's all that you folks do. But why does it matter if we can only focus for less than a minute? Well, attention span directly impacts our ability to engage in something called deep work. These are tasks that require prolonged, uninterrupted concentration, creativity, and critical thinking. Tasks far more challenging and, unfortunately, far more meaningful than scrolling through quick bursts of entertainment. Our lives can't be reduced to 47-second clips. Real innovation and learning require prolonged, sustained attention. A great example of a task requiring deep work is writing a speech. A TEDx talk, even. I'm not sure if you can tell where I'm going with this. This talk was extremely difficult for me to write. Not because of the topic, but because of my own ongoing battle with my own attention span. The night my first draft was due was the first night I started working on it. And every night before that night, I'd sat down and I just couldn't bring myself to start typing. No matter what I tried, granted I didn't try much, but nothing I did would help me make any progress until the final night of the deadline. 10 p.m. came and I was scrambling. Distractions popped up, left, right, center. I messaged friends, excusing it as getting advice for my talk. I shuffled and reshuffled my Spotify playlists. I surfed through Instagram. My focus just wasn't holding up. Except just not holding up isn't exactly the truth. Well, all of this seems natural and normal and really quite unfixable. There will always be distractions in our modern world, no? The idea that this is just the way things are is entirely incorrect. See, all of the aforementioned inevitable distractions were actually individual choices that I made. Now, they don't feel like choices. I was just picking the right song and then I got distracted, right? Let's rewind and try and rephrase that a little more honestly. I was trying to find a song to play in the background to help me work. Then I chose to ignore said work in favor of something I enjoyed more. I chose to message a friend the same way I chose to have my phone on my desk within reach while I tried to work in the first place. Everything can be broken down into choices. We choose to let ourselves get distracted. And just the same, we can choose the opposite. Now, with this idea of choice comes the concept of intentionality. And with this, I'd like to introduce a lesser known but potential cure to this epidemic of inattention that we've been seeing. Intentional boredom. The idea behind this approach is to completely deprive one's brain of all stimuli. So no music, no conversations, no screens, nothing. Now, it may sound strange, but intentionally choosing to deprive your brain of all stimuli actually allows it a critical opportunity to reset. According to Cal Newport, the author of a book called Deep Work, intentional boredom significantly enhances our capacity for deep work. While intentionally boring ourselves may feel counterintuitive in our hyper-connected and truly boredom-proof world, periodically disconnecting can actually significantly enhance our ability to engage in deep, meaningful work. It isn't easy though. Everything is designed to grab and keep our attention, sinking our claws into our focus and holding on for dear life. Every choice you make must be intentional, purposeful. If you sleep in until 12 p.m. on the weekend, fine, but do it on purpose. Plan for it. Don't accidentally get sucked into endless cycles of doom scrolling. Set a timer. Open your clock app. Set a 10, 20, 30-minute timer. And when that goes off, close the app. Set another timer. And when it goes off, get back to work. Stare at your wall until that timer goes off. And when it's done, reset your brain and get back to work. In a world filled with constant distractions, reclaiming our focus is a profound act. The global attention span might be shrinking, but the damage isn't irreversible. By acknowledging how our brains work and setting a purpose to everything we do, we can reclaim control. So here is my challenge to all of you. Be mindful of where your attention goes. If your focus wanders, take note. Remember every distraction you allow yourself to succumb to. Take every stumble away from focus and learn from it, so that next time it arises, you are much less likely to fall victim to it. Every choice you make in life has a purpose. Just make sure that purpose is your choice, not the universe.